In this episode, we're going to take a look at BlueTally, the awesome asset management tool that fully integrates with Entra ID and Microsoft Intune, Jamf, and many more. It's truly awesome, and stay tuned. You will learn something here. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Andy here. So nice to see you, especially if this is your first time here. On today's episode, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've been looking for some asset management software and I came across BlueTally, and I got to tell you, it absolutely rocks. It fully integrates into the likes of Microsoft 365, Entra ID, Jamf Pro, just to name a few. So I thought in this session I would take you through a complete demo of what it does and how it works and so on. And again, there's a demo there that you can go off and you can try yourself. So everything that I'm going to show you, you can go off and try yourself. And I'll put the links in the description below for that. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then shame on you. Go ahead, bump that subscribe button up there, ring that bell, and come and join my great learning community. And if you have any questions about this or indeed any of my sessions, of course, just get those down below and I'll do my best for you. All right, so I think without any further ado, let's jump in and start learning. So I'm kicking off here in the main BlueTally admin portal, and as you can see, we get the main dashboard, and it gives you a really nice status of exactly where everything is. It's almost like a helicopter view, if you will. We also have the activity log, and then down below here, you can see the total asset value. So finance managers love this, of course. And you can also see the utilization of your assets. You've also got different categories of assets and, of course, the different statuses of those as well. So looking at this in more detail, you can see up here, we have got the assets menu, and this is essentially a great filtering tool, so you can view all your assets by status, so any assets that have been deployed or ready to be deployed, any archive status, and of course you can also customize this stuff as well, which is really good. You can also view it by the different categories of devices within your organization. Also the different products, components, when things are due for maintenance, for example, any kind of auditing. So you can go ahead and you can view that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, let's say, all assets here. Let's just have a quick look. And as you can see here, we have got a Dell XPS 13 laptop here. And you can see it gives me a status of ready to deploy. I can check this in and check it out. It tells me the warranty on it, so it fully integrates with the likes of Dell and so on. Tells me how much life has got left in it, the order number. So it's not just a full asset, it's fully integrating with other platforms as well. Again, if I want to take a closer look at the asset, I can click into it, and you can see it gives me a full set of details with this particular asset. I can go off and I can print the report. If I scroll down, it gives me details on the device, the warranty of it, how long it is before the end of life, when did I purchase this, the value, what operating system is currently on it as well. And this rocks. It completely integrates into the Microsoft Intune suite, which is absolutely awesome. As I mentioned, it also integrates with Dell as well. So you can see it gives you a full, for example, service status. Now, in terms of finance, of course, you can see it also gives your depreciation information. So for accounting and finance, absolutely super useful there as well. So you can see you've got the different categories. These are filters, of course. So where did you buy the device from? I might want to print that report, of course. Again, I can edit the device. The other thing that you can do is you can also view the checkout log. So if the device has been checked out, I can see the change log. So for example, is there any new software, any new components going on that? What components have been added? So in this case, there's a 2 terabyte disk there. So for example, if you hand this out to a user, you need to make sure that you get the 2 terabyte disk back, of course. Also gives me information on the licenses as well. So what software have we got on the device? So for example, here we've got Final Cut Pro. If the device has been participated in any audits, has it been maintained at all? So again, we get a nice maintenance screen here. So it shows that perhaps we had an issue with the device. The screen was changed. Now, likewise, if you want to also attach any receipts, documentation, PDFs, anything like that, you can see I can just simply upload that, and that gives me full history of this particular device. So really, really powerful feature. So in terms of assets, of course, you can also view them by the status as well, whether the device has been checked out. In addition, I can also view the various components, for example. So we mentioned hard drives here, so I can view the hard drives. And in other things that you might want to keep a control of are things like accessories. So, oh gosh, if, in a university or an education institution, for example, cables are a complete nightmare to keep a check on. So here you can see, we can see how many cables we've got, how many are in use, how many are still available, and so on. Other things that you can also monitor, you can monitor things like consumables. So for example, paper, ink, and so on. So again, I can click onto ink here. Again, it integrates with your supplier, and it can tell you, hey, you're running down low here. So for example, has this been checked out? How many do we have left? And again, how many do we need to order? Also things like licenses as well. So again, this integrates with the likes of Intune, and it keeps a check of, for example, all your software licensing, which is absolutely awesome. And when you assign a license in Intune, it also tallies it here as well. The other thing that we've got is also your organizations. So you can see here that you've got your organization and the various locations. So for example, we have an office here in Berlin. So you get the details of your Berlin. You can see, hey, do we have any assets that have been checked out from Berlin? Any categories, what consumables are here, how many assets. So in this case, it's a small office, and you can see that we've got 4 assets here. Likewise, what accessories, consumables, any components here. So again, a fantastic, super simple solution for monitoring. Likewise, it's always really awesome to be able to, if you have employees, and especially today, because we work in this culture where many of us still work at home because of the pandemic. So again, and it's often difficult to keep a track of assets there, for example. We've also got the synchronization tool here. So this synchronizes it with the likes of Entra ID or your directory service here. I can, let's say, click onto the finance department here. So it gives me the details of that finance department, how many assets, how many components, devices, and so on have been pushed out to that department. So the employee feature is great because it shows me not only who the employee is, their contact information. I can see here exactly what devices they have. Again, I can export that seamlessly in a nice report. On the subject of reports, you can see that you get these different types of reports here. So again, if you're trying to keep a tab on, if you're trying to audit, you within your organization, this can be super useful. So we have an asset report here, the depreciation report. If any items are due back, maybe they've been hired out, lent out, or anything like that. We also have things like an end of life and a warranty report, as well as offboarding as well. So if an employee leaves the company and so on. So just to give you an idea, I can click into the asset report here. I can say, hey, you know, what locations do I want to monitor? So for example, I could say I want to monitor New York, Stockholm, and Singapore. Which departments? I'm going to go with IT and let's say human resources. Do you want to filter by a particular supplier? Again, phones, devices, laptops. I'll just say all products, all manufacturers. You can choose a category, of course. So for example, I'll say tablet devices here. So I can have a look at this report. I can open it up and I can say, yeah, I want to open this up with Microsoft Excel. And you can see you get the report here. Now, in this case, there's not a lot going on, but I'm sure you get the idea. Okay, how cool is that? So again, as I mentioned, there are a number of reports that you can use. So for example, for accounting, you might use the depreciation report if content is due back and so on. And in the More menu here, I can come up and I've got, for example, the manufacturers menu, the suppliers menu. So if I click into manufacturers and let's say I'll go to Apple, for example, here I can see that within my organization, I've currently got 8 devices and it shows you the various status of those devices, including if any devices have been stolen. I can also look at what accessories we've got. So again, a keyboard, we've got a mag charger there. Any components? Do we have any? What licenses do we have here? So in this case, we've got Final Cut Pro. And again, what products do we have here? So again, really, really useful there. So what else have we got here? You can view by status. I really like this one. So we have a number of different statuses here. So you can see at a glance, I can see which devices are being repaired, which are broken, lost, stolen, pending, and indeed, do we have any devices that we can deploy? And of course, that would then incorporate that into the likes of Jamf and Intune. So I can then say, yeah, okay, I want to, let's have a look at that ready to deploy option here. And you can see it gives me a nice list of everything here. And I can go into this particular asset here, gives me the details of the asset, of course. Again, once you're happy that you want to deploy that, I can then go ahead and do that. You'll notice here as well, we also have this clone feature, which is really useful. So if you've got identical devices, that will really save a lot of time. You've got things like, you can, I love this, you can actually just filter by the different departments here as well. So if we go into the IT department here, you can see, again, assets, what accessories are out, any kind of consumables, what licenses have been assigned here, and also what employees are currently within that department as well. And if I scroll along here, you can also see that we've got the badge number, so the asset badge number here. You know, any kind of tags, and also you've got the statuses and whether you want to edit something, you can delete something. As I said, really, really super easy to actually use. Now, in terms of auditing, again, depending on the industry that you're in, will probably be a foregone conclusion. You can, first of all, have a look at any audits that are due. So if there's any devices that need to be checked or need to be updated, again, this can integrate into the likes of Intune, Jamf Pro, and so on. Again, this gives you an update of any kind of scheduled audits as well. If anything's been completed, so for example, I can click on the audit tool here and you can see that everything looks pretty good. The history is all maintained here, and again, details on that depreciation as I mentioned earlier. So BlueTally, absolutely awesome feature, by the way. Definitely check it out. Just to mention, by the way, if you want to try this demo that I'm talking about here, then just go to BlueTallyApp.com. Really simple to find your way around. And the demo that I'm using is here. So you can go ahead and you can try this yourself. And again, I'll put all of these links in the links below. All right, details on pricing, I'm not going to cover that just now. You can have a look at that in your own time. But again, really super useful. Definitely go and check it out. I think if you're using Intune, Jamf Pro, this is going to be an invaluable tool. So there you have it, BlueTally. How cool is that? I tell you, it's going to make your lives a lot easier. Hey, listen, if you enjoyed the session, go ahead, bump that subscribe button, ring the bell, come and join my great learning community here. And if you've got questions and comments, as always, get those down below. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Take care. Hey, thanks so much for dropping by today. Here's a couple of videos that you may enjoy, and while you're here, go ahead, click on the subscribe button and you won't miss out.